When we invested, we didn't know that the bridge will get built, and now it's here. What does it mean? It means stability because it's here. Because when I came here, there was one of these movements where the curve went up, especially on the agricultural side. Then we had approximately 10 years sideways. And I think right now, because of all that infrastructure, so when you come here and you came here 10 years ago, you see unbelievable changes.
Sure.
Really unbelievable. Everybody says it. And these changes, it seems to be allow now the liquidity and the capital inflow that's needed to push the prices up. And timing, as you correctly said, is very important. Marcus and I, we started investing, I think it's now 13, 14 years ago in Nueva Asunción. So we have a longer time span, but we said we don't care. Sure. It's more important that on the long term, you really have an average upside that is very good and maybe much better than somewhere else, which maybe can be at the beginning that it's not so good, but at the end it is much better than everywhere, and it's also safe and it's in a good environment. And basically all these things, you have the check boxes and you say it's good, 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 good.
That's a very important point, because definitely you are a visionary. There is no question about that. You and Marcus both looked at this situation and could clearly see what was going to happen. And now us as investors coming in, we get to piggyback on your vision for this area and everything that's going to happen. But we didn't need to sit and wait and be patient for 15 years. We get to come at the opportune time because we've been watching, and now we're pulling the trigger on things, and we get to leverage the relationship with you and all of the time that you've already put into this now to really take it to the next level. And I think that is an amazing opportunity as a community of investors.
Yeah, because our time span might, maybe when we go really to the beginning, maybe at the end will be 25 years or so, so you cut a good portion out of it. But at the end, because the opportunity is so big and also the environment here is so stable when you compare with other countries. So I believe to invest now, it's the perfect timing. Why? A good example is the new bridge. When we invested, we didn't know that the bridge will get built. And now it's here. What does it mean? It means stability because it's here. You have the infrastructure. You have all these new roads on the other side, the highways. You have much less traffic lights, so the traffic flows much better. You go from A to B much faster. You need less fuel and all these things, which are important. And then we believe on the long term, because the city is going bigger, like everywhere else, the capital here. And that means they have to build a ring road or something like that. So they have to build the third bridge. They have to build more roads, put maybe the old city again into the center, which will also help the other side from Nueva Asunción, because it's maybe 1 kilometer or almost a mile on the other side, where you don't need to drive 30, 40 miles or kilometers to the other side, because there was no bridge before, and that was a lot of risk for us. You don't have that. Things are already here. So I think investing here under, having liquidity, security, having political stability, having good taxes, and this risk portion, what these infrastructure items, they were not here 10, 15 years ago, are also here, so that also somebody else could build. Like when the infrastructure is here, as I said, factories can come, community centers can be built, shopping malls, schools and stuff like that, because the infrastructure is here and they don't need to wait. Hopefully in 10, 15 years, somebody will do it,
Well, it's also very interesting trying to understand the culture of the region. What I have found is that people sometimes don't have a longer term vision for these types of things. They believe it when they see it, when it's already there. But having the faith that this will happen in 13 years or in 5 years or something like that. Like, it seems to me that a lot of the locals are now only starting to invest in a place like Nueva Asunción now that the bridge is finished. It wasn't when the bridge started. It wasn't when the bridge was halfway there. It wasn't when the two sides of the bridge connected. It was when they actually drove across the bridge. That's when they felt confident that they could do these things.
Yeah. Very well said. Another good point. So as we know, in countries like Latin America, people don't plan a lot, or they have no such a strategic planning. Which, gives us an advantage because we look at things on the long term, 10, 20, 30 years sometimes, which they don't. And so basically you show them the way. And in Nueva Asunción, I guess we showed them the way because we did a lot and still are doing a lot of things to develop it and showing that's the way how it is. And that's why I believe also in the last 12 months since the bridge is open, it's a little bit more now, so many things have happened. It's the developments are exploding there. When you look at Google Maps, Google Earth now, and 12 or 15 months before, the change is massive. Lucky for us, it gives us basically the confirmation we did the right decision. But to your point, you need to show people here first, people like us, what's possible, and then they follow, which also is good for people. They start investing now because there is still a huge chunk from people locally. They also will follow and put maybe money in it or projects or will do stuff,
So with Nueva Asunción and the bridge that has now connected both sides, it's actually not just the bridge. There's a whole revitalization of the riverfront, of all of these things. Explain a little bit to us what has happened over the last couple of years to really build out this infrastructure and this path of progress in the area.
Yeah, the first thing was that they didn't only plan the bridge, they planned a complete road system. So there's the new freeway that goes from Paraguay with 4 lanes and then almost like 2 more lanes spare for future expansion from here to Argentina. Because basically on the western side, Asunción is surrounded by the Argentinian border. And then from there, basically, there is another road, a freeway that connects the bridge and to a freeway system on the other side, on the old side. And then there are now new roads made in the Nueva Asunción area. Everything will be paved and they build the electricity and whatever it's needed. And now you see already infrastructure is coming also in terms of gas stations, the first supermarket, the first pharmacy, things like that. We will see for sure, not in the long term, schools coming, universities, all these things. And stadium is built for a football club. And there's so much stuff going on. There's one of the main Southern American intersections just being built, because there is the Route 12 that runs along the Argentinian border, and that will be paved now. It will take another approximately 24 months, and it connects basically all the roads from Peru to Bolivia to Paraguay down to Argentina, and you can transport stuff along these new roads. And the intersection is right in Nueva Asunción where Route 12 meets this new freeway. And then logistic companies are already starting making logistic centers there. So there is such a massive buildup from infrastructure in that short time. And we have seen it. Normally, it takes 2-3 years more, just what was built now in other countries. And that gives us a big hope that in the future, the investment is perfect, because if this speed continues, then I think in 10 years, 15 years, it will be awesome.